So yeah, like if you get bonked, you're producing less blocks, and so your gems are getting spaced apart further and further. I think we're live. Go for it. Alright, so first thing we gotta do is clear a save file. By punching the crap out of this old floppy disk. Anyway, so this is Super Puzzle Platformer. It's a really, really cool game casually, and the reason why I kind of made up a speedrun for it is because it's so much fun. But just to show you, this category effectively has you playing through all of the stages of the game until you unlock the final stage that can then not unlock anything else just by being played. So as you see, there's a counter of these little gems in the top right corner, and you need to collect 4 in the first level to unlock the second, where you need 6, then 10, then 16, 20, and 24. Start time now. Sorry about that. Should have given you a countdown. But
we introduce each other.
Sure, yeah. So
I am Chocolate Cake.
Yeah, he's one of the newer runners of this game, who submitted a run a couple weeks ago, I think, or a month ago.
Yep.
But yeah, so this game is a platformer that has some puzzle elements, and it's super. You basically shoot blocks, and if 2 blocks are adjacent, they share the damage, and divide it amongst them. And there's also enemies that come in what I call enemy waves. So there was an enemy wave, you'll see 4 enemies arrive, like one after the other, and the screen will turn red around the borders, which is an indicator that the enemies are coming. And basically, the only thing you can do to speed up the game is to play really, really well and to not die. You die by breaking all the blocks and falling down to the bottom, where you're going to see spikes on this level. Some other levels have lava or other things. And you also have a character level, which goes up by collecting these little triangles that you get from breaking blocks. So what I did here was I collected a lot of these triangle blocks, and those unlock this invincibility item. Generally what you do to stay safe and not die is try and collect a lot of these triangles in quick succession just before the enemy wave, so that you can have invincibility for that enemy wave and just be safer. And that's a lot of what I do in the higher levels, just to stay safe, is just try and always be doing that. And then you see me quickly checking my my gem counter in the bottom right. See, right now I'm at 1 gem. Here I just collected the second one. On the first level, I only need to collect 4 gems to proceed, basically to unlock the second level. And yeah, so every successive level takes longer and longer playing to kind of beat. Yeah, so I'll let Chocolate Cake talk for a while now. I'm going to try and focus on the rest of this level.
So, I'm gonna be talking mainly when Hav here has to like concentrate or whatever on the level. So I got into the game about, and I remember I looked on the leaderboard and I was like, wow, only 3 people run this game. I bet I can do pretty good on that. And I was like, yeah, I bet I can make it to at least top 3. So follow your dreams, everyone.
Right, so as soon as we collected the 4th gem, we can die and exit the level. Which is, by the way, the only way to exit a level. And as you see, we have unlocked the 2nd level now. So we need to play this one a tiny bit longer now. We need to collect 4 gems to proceed. Every level has different types of enemies. And the enemy waves, as I call them, kind of change. Generally, every level has 2 types of enemy waves, and that means that 2 different types of enemies or combinations of enemies will come during that wave. The second level, the one I'm playing right now, isn't too difficult. But there are some later on that have really annoying enemies, especially in the early game. So here we go. Red. Also, when you start the game from a clean file, you don't have any characters. Oh boy. Bad. Okay, there we go. And so because we have none of the characters when we first start off, we need to play with the default character. But as soon as we complete the first level, we unlock this character, which is pretty much one of the most popular characters for people who try to get high scores in the game, because he has a double jump and high movement speed. He is just very mobile, very agile, very survivable. So he's kind of pretty much like the best character in most ways. So that's why for the remainder of the speedrun, we'll be using him.
Yeah, so there's 9 characters in total, and a lot of them have like strengths and weaknesses. Like there's the Rocket Man, who has a rocket so he can fly for a long period of time, but he's really weak. A bunch of different characters like that.
There's an all melee character.
And there's one that you get. That's the guy that you play as in the clear file screen, right?
Yep, yep.
There's one that you get at the end that's just called Overpowered, and he's overpowered. He's my favorite one.
What was I gonna mention? So, right, so the game pretty much on every single level follows these cycles, where you have the regular game cycle where blocks are just randomly dropping down. Then you have kind of a block wave, so to call it, where you'll have blocks falling down in quick succession, as you saw either in like a wave pattern or in straight rows of just blocks falling down. And then, soon after that is finished, you'll get the enemy wave. So getting used to those timings between the waves and being able to kind of intrinsically get a feel for when each wave is about to come is what really kind of helps you stay safer, because you're not going to get caught off guard. Oh yeah, also your character level is quite important. Because with increased character level, just about every single character gets to do more damage. But also, for the speedrun, being a higher level means
you get
that...
more crystals.
Well, yeah, you get crystals faster, the gems, because there's more blocks falling down. As you're going to notice at some point, when I get to level 4, blocks in this phase, as you see, they're just constantly coming down, and very quickly. And more blocks coming down kind of per second obviously means just more blocks to break, and therefore, you know, more gems per second as well. So being able to get to the high level quickly and being able to sustain it is pretty much crucial to getting a good time. So obviously during the speedrun, it's not going to go too great, but yeah. The game generally follows like Sonic rules in terms of your character level. So when you are at a level 3, for example, and you have partly progressed to level 4, and you get a block fall on your head, you get what I call like bonked, and you lose all of your experience that you've accumulated in level 3, and you get brought down to level... Oh wait, I just got the last gem. Where is it? It's hiding somewhere. Sorry. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I just collected the 6 gems, so I don't need to die on the 2nd level. I've already unlocked the next level. There we go. So this is the 3rd level. It has some pretty risky enemies. Hopefully it's not an issue. For the most part, the enemies are a problem in the early game, where you aren't able to break blocks quickly and kind of guarantee yourself the invulnerability by the time the enemies come. So the tougher the enemies are in the stage, the tougher the stage is, because it's much more risk until you kind of get to the safe part, so to say.
Treasure Relic is a pretty interesting level. What spawns there again?
So you get these plunger things, which explode if something falls on top of them, or if you land on top of them. And then you get the totems. It's very damaging. These guys, if they blow up near you, you die. I think that's... Oh, yes, and of course there's the maces, the giant rotating spiky balls, which are kind of the most... Yeah, they're the worst possible. Yeah, and they're kind of the worst because they just deny you a massive section of the level and make you constantly have to, like, pull stunts just to stay alive. And they're pretty bad. So here, I'll be breaking a lot of blocks in succession to be able to collect this star and just be safe. Luckily, I succeeded. Now I can just kind of cheese all these guys safely. I didn't see a fourth enemy, though. Oh, gem. Nice. Alright, so here I'm going to hang back and not destroy very many blocks until the big waves of blocks comes down. This way, I make sure that there's a sufficient kind of number of blocks on screen for me to break now and be able to spawn my Doritos, as I call them, the little triangles, and kind of guarantee myself the star. So there we go. The screen's flashing red, and I grab it and stay safe. That's really a lot of it. If you can kind of maintain this balance, the only other thing that will really kind of help you go fast is possibly getting good RNG. And... Oh, I made a huge mistake. Why did I do that? Okay, so here's what happens when you die. So the gem totals you need to collect per level do kind of carry over. As you see, I have 1 out of 10 collected on the stage. That means that to unlock the next level, now I only need to collect 9. Needless to say, this was a massive time loss. This was probably at least a minute and a half. But apart from the last stage, I generally consider this one to be kind of the most dangerous because it has these plungers and the maces. But it is still very unfortunate. I kind of got distracted. This game is very... I don't want to say fast-paced, although it does get extremely fast-paced. But it requires huge amounts of attention. And like the smallest distraction, looking away from the screen for a second, can often get you bonked. You know, kind of lose your level progress, get an enemy drop on your head, things like that. So not being distracted is huge to help you go fast.
You gotta be really focused.
Yeah. Wow, nice.
Practice, there was a spike
that
was falling.
Oh, come on!
And then
I got away from that.
a block, like, above him, and then he got bonked up, like, 2 spaces and he hit the thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's some enemies that, well, basically what happens when you get bonked, you get immediately teleported on top of the block that fell on you. So you can immediately get pushed up as much as 2 blocks from where you used to stand before. So there's a lot of kind of anticipation to get used to with your with everything. You just need to constantly be anticipating, looking at the patterns, kind of looking at what you should be doing to best approach the situation. Also, I need to mention the enemies don't start to come until you get to level 2. That doesn't mean anything in terms of going fast because you need to proceed. So getting to level 2 as quickly as possible is important. But still, it's something to mention. This enemy shoots every time you damage it, so it's important to shoot it when you know that its projectile isn't going to be going anywhere near you later on. Yeah, so there's a lot of like constant awareness and keeping track of things. Always looking above you and on some levels below you. Keeping track of enemies. There's a lot going on in this kind of silly looking game. Alright, so here we go. This should be sufficient. When I'm picking up the little tokens, you might be able to hear sound effects in the background every time I'm picking them up, and they get kind of higher and higher in pitch. That pitch is an audio cue for this cooldown timer that you have. And this is the cooldown timer on how long until you unlock your the invulnerability star. So if you pick up the coins in quick enough succession without the cooldown expiring, you will get the invulnerability star. So that's something to sometimes take advantage of. Is you don't necessarily always need to run towards the biggest piles of stars of of tokens. Sometimes you can just focus on kind of always being able to pick one up, so as to not lose the cooldown. So here I can just kill all these guys. Good. So I've collected 1 gem and I have 1 from before, so I only have 8 left on this level. The game also has pretty cool
it's
music.
really fun in this game. Casual play. Keep interrupting each other, but in casual, it's really fun to see how many like of a certain color you can get. Green shake.
Yeah.
The thing about this game is how every time a block descends and it lands on something, just like a tiny little bit, which makes it seem like the blocks are really solid.
Oh yeah, also you probably noticed a couple of times in the game, there's these chests that spawn. The chest is a special item. It is completely RNG whether or not you get it. There's nothing you can do to make it appear or not. And basically the way the chest works is it's a guarantee. Every time you break it the same way you break an enemy, so you kind of kill a block that's adjacent to it. And when that chest is broken, you get this long animation, which is kind of slow. But on the plus side, it drops a ton of the Doritos on screen, and it effectively guarantees you a star, an invulnerability star. So sometimes you see me taking advantage of that by kind of saving the chest until I can use it to get myself the invulnerability star on time for the enemy wave. Also, all items in this game time out. Just like the little triangles, the Doritos, the gems that I need to pick up also time out. Well, what else? Every single item that drops can time out. Also, now this is really bad. I need a block to fall on top of them to actually break them. There we go. Oh no. Okay, I didn't manage to break it on time. So I need to kill this. There we go. Alright. So as you saw, the 2 enemies were adjacent to another block. So as soon as I damaged the block, the enemies shared their damage, and I was able to break them both at the same time. Once you get to level 4, for the most part, you're safe, unless you just heck up majorly. Because you're able to break blocks very efficiently and quickly, and because you get a lot more blocks spawning on screen. That's also a huge thing to speed things up. So I'm at 7, and I already have 1 picked up. So when I pick up the 8th gem, so when you get to your very last gem that you need to collect on the level, you can kind of break the regular, so to say, oh boy. You can kind of break the regular pattern that you've been following throughout the entire game, throughout the entire level, where you're kind of saving blocks and trying to be safe for the enemy wave. You can kind of break that cycle and just kind of go crazy and try to collect a lot of blocks as quickly as possible. I just noticed I got the 9th gem, so that should be enough. There we go. As you see, I unlocked the next level. Okay, so this is the Cooking Caves, the 4th level. Most people, when you ask them, they'll say this is their most hated level. But when it comes to speedrunning, I actually find it to be one of the better ones. Because the enemies, as long as you keep track of them properly, are quite manageable. So hopefully I don't die on this one. I don't die on this one too often. And I also don't die on the next one too often. And then the last level is pretty difficult, and I can very well die on that. But yeah, so because this level has like a... Well, it's in the volcano, so it has kind of a red color theme. And your warning sign that the enemies are coming is the borders on the side of your window turning red, as they're about to soon, like right now. And also the enemies on this level, these fireballs, come from underneath you like that. So if you don't notice... Oh boy, come on. So if you don't notice the red on the screen, you can very easily just get a fireball jump up at you and kill you completely unexpectedly, especially if you're sticking kind of low to the ground. And then the other enemies on this level, those, as you saw, that spinning fireball thing, those guys are even worse, to be honest, because they, just like the maces, they deny you a big portion of the playing area, but they also spin in a random direction. Uh-oh, the enemies are coming now. So anyway, so okay. Oh, this is bad. Not like this. Okay.
Not like this kid.
Come on. Okay, so those are done. So yeah, on this level you can very easily kind of get distracted and forget what's happening. So I'm actually gonna kind of focus on this. I don't want to die. So I always got to keep track of this guy down there.
Level is kind of interesting because, as you said, stuff can spawn from like way up at the top and way down at the bottom, and you have to keep track of both of them.
So I'm gonna do whatever I can to kill this, but I still can't. God damn it! Dang, I just kind of wasted this whole star. Okay, so that's 1 fireball, 2 fireballs. Please, no mace. No, dang it. Okay, that's another one, and one right underneath me. Okay, so that's the 4th one. So now I know that that's gonna be all the enemies for now. Can I break it? Can I do it? No. Okay, that's fine. As long as I stay alive. Staying alive is a top priority. In this game. Come on. Okay, that one's dead. Okay, where are my blocks at? Oh, there's the star. Okay, so that wasn't perfect because I picked up the star a bit too early and I got myself under-leveled again. But I do get to kill this enemy, and because I have the invulnerability star, I can go crazy, break a lot of blocks, and earn myself another star for the following enemy wave. But yeah, I need to emphasize, this game is very fun casually. I'm not sure if it's looking like it's fun in a speedrun environment. I can definitely see how an extremely RNG-heavy game can obviously be an awful speed game. And I'm not saying it's great, but casually, I highly recommend this, and it's not very expensive either.
That's only $8.
There you go, only $8. Oh, that was good. So things are kind of going well, but at the same time not, because I'm getting very under-leveled. So, I mean, I haven't died, and that's great. But not being able to get to level 3 and 4 means that there's not enough kind of blocks spawning on screen. And, oh boy, here I go again. And that can be a problem, because I'm generating gems very, very slowly. And I'm not being able to break blocks quite quickly enough to get my Doritos on time. Oh, nice. I picked that up too soon. Okay, 1, 2, please, no mace. Ah, damn it, mace. That was 3. Oh, and 4. Okay. Okay, that's 1 taken care of. Come on.
The enemies, they spawn in like 3s and 4s, right?
Yeah, generally what I've noticed is the enemies will kind of spawn in, yeah, in 3s and 4s. Man, I'm doing so poorly in terms of my level. Yeah, basically the most enemies you're ever gonna get is 4. And sometimes it'll be 3, but the way I see it is, like, the game balance kind of considers some enemies to be, like, more powerful, so they will count them for 2, so to say. But yeah, 4 is the most you're gonna get. Some enemies the game, I guess, considers very tricky, so they only come in 2s. Some enemies are kind of in the middle, so on the last level, for example, the enemies come in 3s, I think. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I messed up. I keep messing up. I'm getting things too early. So I think we're gonna kind of stop talking for a bit so I can get things going a bit faster. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, there we go. Level 3. Now let's try and sustain it. Good. So we got, I think, 3 fireballs and 1 of the spinning things, so we're good. Was that? Did you see that? Oh, that chest, like, tried to land and then didn't.
I'll you in 23 seconds.
And so the enemy wave is going to be coming soon, so I'm going to break the chest to get a whole bunch of Doritos on screen and then grab them and then grab the star. Oh boy, I'm a bit early again. Hopefully, okay, it's 1, 2, 3. Oh, God damn it! Oh, I wasn't getting distracted again. Okay, so we are on 5 out of 16. Yeah, that was going really slowly. So we need to collect 11 more gems on this level to proceed. Once you get to level 4 and are able to sustain that, the gems begin to come like very, very quickly. Unfortunately, I was kind of constantly getting bonked and constantly losing my level. So the rate at which blocks are coming was constantly going down. And then yeah, and if you don't maintain your level, you're not going to be able to break the blocks quickly enough because your damage is too low. So it's kind of a tricky balance.
Really gotta be careful just not to let blocks fall on you on the early levels. Once you get to level 4, because you can just
exactly. When you're at level
EXP
4,
right
you
afterwards.
don't have much to lose. All it takes is a single coin, and you're pretty much back to where you were. Okay, so this was a very good wave. Didn't get any of the spinning fireball things. This time I'm gonna try and play smart. It's very important not to grab your star too early, because if you grab your star very early, then there's a very good chance the star is, like you saw a second ago, the star is pretty much gonna expire by the time the enemies are arriving, and that's of no use to you. Okay, there's a hole here. There we go. Okay, now I'm right on time. Oh yeah, also as you probably noticed, whenever one of the triangles or
Doritos.
oh, okay, I just almost screwed it up myself big time. I just almost killed myself. But yeah, whenever one of the Doritos or just about anything else falls down on the ground, it teleports to the top of the screen. Yeah, including the gems.
Also, when you have the invincibility star, if you don't want to lose blocks to the fireballs, you can just stand in front of them, and it's totally cool.
That's a very good point. That's kind of a speed strat if you think about it, because you're not losing any of your blocks. Oh, dang it. I don't really have a quick way to break that. I'm gonna wait for something to land on top of it, hopefully. Soon. Hopefully soon. That's gonna do it. Oh, but I got bonked instead. That's not good. Anyway, so the block waves just happened, so I need to pick up my Doritos as quickly as possible. I hope that's enough. No, that wasn't enough. Okay, that's 1. I'm kind of counting the enemies that are coming. That's 2, 3, 4. Okay, this should be easy. Keeping track of the enemies is pretty handy. So that's 2 gems. Do you remember how many I collected the first time? I think I only collected 3.
Need 9.
I needed 9? Oh, okay. I needed 9 and we already have 2. So that's not too bad. Sure it was 9? I sure hope
Sure,
so.
it was 9, because I think it said like 5 out of 14, so that would leave 9.
It's 16. So I needed 11. Trying to heck me up over there?
Oh no, dude, math, dude. This game is too hard. That's why I write the
Yeah.
numbers on my splits. Keeps it easy.
Yeah, but like writing the numbers on your splits still doesn't solve this type of issue. But anyway, so I needed 11, so now I only need to collect 9 more. And now that I'm level 3, and hopefully I can sustain that, things will be going a bit faster. And also there's another one. Okay, so that should be enough Doritos. Also, this run is not... Oh, come on. I got blocked and I couldn't pick them up quickly enough. So once again, I'm going to be without invulnerability. That's 1. Okay, so this is the second type of enemy wave on this level, where the lava level at the bottom rises by a little bit, and you get only fireballs. So objectively, it's a better enemy wave because there's no risk of the spinning fire mace things.
A lot of blocks to stand on, you should be good.
Mm-hmm. Nice, there's another gem. Before long, we'll be out of here. And then the next level is like one that I haven't
my
died
favorite.
in. Yeah, the next level, I literally haven't died on it since like before I started practicing. I literally picked up this game last week again to start practicing for the marathon, and like the first thing I did was play that level, and I literally went through the entire 20 gems without dying, like after not having played the game for the longest time. Like that's how easy it is. Okay, one sec. Oh, dang it. I wanted to check my gems at the wrong time. So I have 5, and before I had 5, so we're at 10 total for the level, and we need 16 total for the level. So you only need to collect 6 more. But anyway, level 3 is a good place to be. As everyone says, you know, level 3 is better than level 4. So right here, I get the star. The second the screen starts to turn red.
So I actually didn't know it when I started running, but I actually, when the screen flashes red, that meant that enemies were coming. I would just be paying attention to like the middle of the screen.
Yeah, I used to think on the last level of the mansion there is these lightning bolt strikes in the background, like thunder and lightning. For a while I used to think that's like some kind of hint for something, but no, every level it's just the screen turning red. That's all it is. Yeah, you learned that today, watching me practice.
Learn a lot from watching you practice.
That's another thing that's that can trip you up in this game, is every time you break a big collection of blocks, basically the bigger the group of blocks you break, the screen does this shaking effect, and that shaking effect is awful. Like, it can be very, very disorienting, especially when you're first starting up. It can be extremely disorienting as to what the hell is going on. And one of the other skills that you can have in kind of getting good at speedrunning this is being able to kind of keep track of your character despite all the shaking.
Yeah, and traps especially.
Yeah, traps. For me also big time it's holes. Like if there's a hole that will let you drop to the bottom and you break a whole lot of things, it's very easy to make a jump and kind of forget that there's a hole somewhere out there. Oh boy. That you can fall into. So that's another thing that kind of need to practice. So we're at 8 out of 11 that we needed to collect on this level now.
Level 4, congrats.
Okay, so we're at 9. So once you pick up the 10th gem, which is now, I'm actually going to go crazy and start breaking all the blocks as quickly as possible. Just to get that last gem, because as soon as I get the last gem, I can pretty much end the level. And the next stage will be unlocked. So here it is, and just for fun, I'll kill myself. This way the music isn't glitched on the next level. This game has a bit of a bug. If you end the level, and you have a star music playing, the next level will not have music until you die again. So just so you guys can hear this cool music. I killed myself and took a bit more time, because it is faster to just press like escape and menu out back into the main screen, pick the next level. But yeah, the music on this level is cool.
That always scares me when you're like on the lava and then your infinity star is running out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh no, but then there's like a block and like the lava goes back.
Yeah, and there's actually also a glitch on that level that happened to me a couple of times during practice, where if you have a star and you kind of, when the lava level rises, if you're standing kind of near the bottom, sometimes you can weirdly get glitched and just get tossed, like flung, underneath all the blocks. So you literally end up under the lava and under blocks. It's really scary when it happens. Like, luckily it never actually killed me, and it never used to happen when I was doing runs before. You know, I only kind of saw it for the first time recently. But yeah. No! Oh! Oh, dang it! Oh, I couldn't get in there quick enough. Oh, that was bad. Luckily it's not a big time loss because, well, I just started the level. Basically, the sooner you die to the beginning of the level, objectively, the less your time loss is. Basically, you know, if you spent a lot of time getting to level 4 and getting to a level where blocks are coming down very fast and you're generating gems very quickly, and then you die, that's a big time loss. But if you're still at like level 1 or 2, it's not a big deal, because I mean, here we go, I'm back to level 2 now. Yeah, it's kind of ironic that I had to say I've never died on this level in the longest time, and I had to die to such a simple enemy. Like, these enemies literally just get blocked by anything, and then the rest of the enemies on this level is just these icicles, which for the most part are very simple to dodge. And under certain circumstances, they don't even kill you, they can actually just squash you.
I've had times where I've just stood still and like icicles just will not hit me because they just go to the left or right.
Yeah. But yeah, the reason why this level is for the most part the safest is because the enemies are so easy to kind of avoid and take care of, even in the early game. That it's very easy to and safe to get to a higher level. So here, honestly, I don't even need this star. But still, I worked for it, so I might as well get it. So on this level, we need to collect 20 gems, but they're gonna start going really quickly. Once we get to level 3 soon, and then once we get to level 4, it's gonna be going very, very fast. So you see how that pitch is getting higher and higher? Okay, so this is the what I call one of the special enemies in this level. It'll spawn these 2 rocket launchers with, so to say, homing missiles. They're kind of problematic, but for the most part, you can fairly easily dodge them. I don't know why I didn't kill him. I had a super easy way to kill him the entire time. I was just getting distracted explaining them. Okay, so let's clear this up. Let's clear this up, get back on track, get my Doritos going. No!
Dude, I really want Doritos now.
What's that?
I really want Doritos now, you keep saying Doritos.
Yeah, this stream is actually sponsored by Doritos. Yeah. Shots fired. Sponsored by Doritos. The official chip of the Shots Fired
chips,
marathon.
am I right?
Yeah, Doritos is the official chip of the Shots Fired marathon. Somewhere out there's an ad of the Psycho Ripper eating Doritos, I'm sure, and like doing a thumbs up. Oh, how did I not collect my thing again? Whoa, this game is like baiting me. Okay, there we go, get killed. So I have to say though, this level is giving me a slightly harder time than normal. Probably because I'm a bit more distracted talking. But for the most part, is not a concern. Like, I haven't even been getting my, like, invulnerability star for the most part, and still been totally fine. The one thing that's a bit tricky on this level is when the enemy wave begins, you don't want to jump too high eagerly for your star because the spikes, the icicles do come from the ceiling, and you don't want to get icicled when you're jumping for your invulnerability star. That would be too ironic. So we're quarter of the way there, but now that we're level 4, things are going to be moving faster. Oh, dang it. I picked that up a bit soon. Anyway, it's not going to be a problem, I'm sure. What we got? We got these guys. Oh, I think... Do I see the last one up there? Okay, there we go. Nice. Unlocked another star.
Really cool. What if they made this game into like an arcade machine?
It really does have that feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially with like the overlay and like the backgrounds on the left and right.
Yeah. And it has kind of this... Yeah, this outline. And yeah. It's a really neat game. Highly recommended.
Yeah, just imagine like walking into a restaurant and you see one of these. I think one of the reviews described it as like Tetris with guns.
I mean, Tetris is good, and guns are good. Firing shots is good.
And they named the marathon that.
Okay, so I think... There we go. Come on. Okay, this is a glitch. You see, again, it was refusing to get broken. That's happened a couple of times, and I don't know if it mainly happens on this level. Sometimes enemies would just refuse to break, even though at this point, like, I can break 2 blocks with a single, like, with 2 shots. It took like 4 shots to break 3 of them. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I regress. I digress. I also regress.
Noticing that is weird. Whoa, that can took like 6 hits.
Yeah, exactly. Icicles.
Just
12 out of 20. We're doing good. We're doing well. Nice, we got a chest.
Yeah.
That's a bit less great now. Like, it's not a massive advantage now. It's a very good advantage earlier on, because it'll really help shoot you up to, like, another level, for example. You kind of get a level for free. Unlocked another star. Oh, wait, there's also a gem up here. Nice. Where's my enemies at? There we go. Cool. Nice and clean. 14. 14 out of 20.
6 more. I'm pretty sure I got that math right.
Yo, yeah, you really got your addition up to 20 math is on point.
Yeah.
It's very important to keep track of situations like this one. For example, if I keep shooting, I will like make a hole to the bottom of the screen and effectively kill myself. So it's very important in this game not to play yourself. If you play yourself, I mean, it's bad. You don't want to play yourself. No one wants to get that congratulation.
If you ever play yourself, you know I'm gonna say the quote.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do it. We're okay. We're at 16 out of 20. We're in there.
Like 90% of the screen is blocks right now.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people ask when they see this game. They're like, so what happens when the blocks reach the roof? Because, you know, you're used to Tetris and things like that. That's when you lose the game. We're at 18 out of 20. In this game, nothing happens. I mean, enemies can become much harder to manage because you can't jump higher than the ceiling. And, you know, blocks become much more likely to fall directly on your head. In terms of the speed run, it's possible that fewer blocks spawn because so many of them are kind of already on the screen and there's not much room for them. But yeah, otherwise, nothing really happens. Oh, how did I not get that? Okay, so we're at 19 out of 20. I'm going to grab this and just go crazy, try and get that last gem. There it is. I'm actually going to be a bit slow and just kill myself so that you guys have music on the next stage. But anyway, so we collected 20 blocks, and the last stage is now unlocked.
Here comes the mansion.
The mansion. That is the last level in the speedrun. The second last level in the game. But it's the last level that you can actually beat, so to say. It has the most annoying enemies in the game. Although it has a very, very, very simple alternative enemy for when you get to a higher level. Very easy. It's kind of a break. The game kind of gives you a break. But yeah, the random spawning enemies are very, very bad in the earlier game, especially. So for the most part, if you die on this level, you're dying early on. That's not to say that it's not likely to die later on. It's definitely doable. You can die at any point from like the most random thing. Like you can like
you get cornered a lot by like bases and the ghosts and stuff.
Exactly. You get cornered. You get oh, perfect. Okay, that was good. That was good. No, but like even the most random things can happen. Like for example, there's a hole in the corner, and you try and jump over it to grab some coins, and just when you're kind of jumping over it, these blocks start to fall to the right, and they block you from returning back to safety, and you just fall into a pit. Just because you didn't know that a random block was gonna spawn there, you know? So there's a lot of stuff that sometimes you can't do anything about it. Other than just try and stay safe. Okay, so this is good. So this enemy in this level is a ghost that just kind of travels horizontally across the entire level. And it maintains its level, so if blocks go on top of it, it continues to still travel across those blocks, so it's very easy to sometimes lose track of them and forget that they're there. And then later in the game, when you kind of lower your block counts, suddenly you break its block, or suddenly like you start, like you get to its
Just
level,
fall into it,
and then it kills you. Because remember, all these enemies, you touch them, you die. Actually, I'm gonna use this to get myself the star. Because I did see the screen turn red. Okay, and then the other enemies are these skelly guys, the skeleton boys. They will travel horizontally.
They can move like across blocks.
Yeah, they will move
regular
horizontally.
ghosts can go through anything.
Yeah. Well, basically the problem with all these enemies is that they're kind of, in some ways, unpredictable, or at least much more unpredictable than any other enemy in the game. And then also, to make this level worse, there's also the spinning giant mace balls, and those are just awful. They deny you massive sections of the level, and you know, if they come in, you're in severe trouble. Oh boy. Okay, and here's a chandelier. So the chandelier just drops to the nearest kind of horizontal level above you. So as long as you're not literally sitting on a flat ground with nothing around you, you're pretty much completely safe. And yes, it has happened to me that I literally had just a giant pillar on the left and a giant pillar on the right, and the chandelier perfectly fit between those and killed me. Yes, that can definitely happen. So I just lost my entire progress to level 4, which really sucks. But whatever, YOLO.
Another thing about the chandeliers that the skull blocks that drop, they don't actually kill you, they just take you down a level.
Yeah,
So
these guys.
Yeah, it's one of the
coffins.
safest parts of the level, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So it really is good RNG that I'm getting these. I'm actually not gonna break this. I'll leave it here. So here's the block wave. So here, for example, I had all those blocks piled up to the side. Because of that, these block waves didn't actually bring in any blocks on those vertical lanes. Okay, I grabbed this a bit early. Hopefully things work out okay for me. What do we got? Okay, we got ghost boys. We got skelly boys. We got maces. Kill it with fire. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is so clutch. Okay, I gotta move to the right. Oh, dang it. Okay, yeah, this is bad. That was a bummer. Yeah, this is an example of how hard this level gets. And it's very easy to get completely kind of... Oh, there's only 4 out of 24. That's a lot of time waste, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's very easy to see how this level gets really overwhelming. So I think even though I keep saying it, I'm gonna attempt to stop talking. I'll try. Do my best. I'll let you listen.
Man, I'm
to the cool
watching
music.
from 24 seconds behind. It's pretty... Ah, dang.
Yeah. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. And it's weird, like, I was at level 3 and 4 for such a long time, yet somehow I only had 4 gems. Doesn't quite make much sense.
No gems were dropping. It's weird.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, I'll be safe now. I'm gonna stop talking.
So, Adult Swim makes a lot of different games. I played a lot of their different, like, they're at least,
Oh, no, no, okay. Okay, this is
they
not
released
good.
another game on Steam, Super House of Dead Ninjas. That one's really fun.
Nice, okay, this was lucky. There we go. Right on. Sorry, carry on.
There's a lot of different, like, challenge modes in this game as well, so it's not just this. There's a, 110% speedrun, which
True.
is this plus all the different challenges. So for casual, like the challenges, they take you a really long time. And I think there's some post-game content I actually haven't unlocked casually because
Yeah.
I'm too busy just running it.
Yeah, some of the challenges are tricky, and also there is this extra level, this kind of hidden, they call it the glitch level, that constantly alternates the enemies between the different enemies from the different levels. And that level, to unlock that level, you need to just play. I believe it can happen on any single level. If you play long enough and amass like a very, very huge score, you have a chance of dropping this golden block. And if you break that golden block, I believe that's how you unlock that secret level. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Just barely unlocked my star.
So the challenges, like, if you're just getting into it, what I did was I practiced a lot, and you can learn a lot of stuff. Like TNT, you can walk across it. If you don't, as long as you don't jump on it, you can walk across it.
Same with the spikes.
Spelunky. And yeah, also the spikes in this game. Cool, like tricks and stuff, and the different characters. In my casual play, I used like guy, and he's really fun. He's got the floaty move. I think also when I started off running it, I had a couple of runs where I would just use the base guy.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Good for like starting out and stuff, because you get punished a lot less.
Yeah.
But the ninja moves a lot faster, and the second jump is also very useful.
Absolutely. I actually also had my very first runs done with the base character, so you don't need to feel bad. Yeah. Same thing for me, because I always played with him. He was kind of my favorite, and I was used to him. And yeah, definitely know how you feel there.
Where it's just like you just get used to the main character. Like I'm always been playing Commando and Risk of Rain and Isaac and Binding of Isaac. Who also like Kane because of the lucky foot. I don't know if you ever played Isaac or not.
No, I haven't, but I really should. I have the first one.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
a fun game.
we're at 4 gems, and because it's the first time I died, I did manage to collect 4. So we're effectively at 8 out of 24. Make that 9 out of 24. Now that I'm at level 4, I promise things should go smoothly. I did a lot of practice on this level earlier today. So everything should be okay. Let's do a spinny. This is a bug that I found today that's really fun. If you get the star and then jump on the chandelier early on, your character kind of gets stuck on it and you just keep spinning. It looks really cool. Makes you feel good.
There's also legitimately a final boss that is challenge 20, and his name is Beelzeblock.
Yeah, deals the block, yeah.
He was harder though.
Yeah, definitely tricky. Oh, no. No, my cooldown. Ah, rip. Okay, well, hopefully... Oh, dang it, it's a bad one. Okay, here's one. 2 enemies. No, ghost! Oh my god, see, this is nothing I could have done about it. A whole bunch of blocks broke at the exact same time. Ah, dang it. Okay, so we're at 11 out of 24. Halfway there. Yeah, the screen shakes, and then an enemy dropped and also became active at the exact same time that a bunch of things broke and I started falling down. So, like, I literally couldn't have reacted to that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up.
How bad are we doing on the time, by the way? How long has it been going for? Has it been 50?
Check, you were at 52.
Ooh, 52. Oh boy, yeah, we're gonna go over estimate. I feel bad. I kind of figured.
SP games also went over estimate though, so that should be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. These are bad. All these guys are awful. They just deny you so much of the level. There we we go. Nice. Got a threesome or triple.
Bet you're gonna get another world record at Super Mustache, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it.
That's funny. That's a funny meme.
Yeah. You beat it like by a minute today, right? It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. A minute and 20 something actually. That was great.
Yeah.
That was dead run.
Something kind of interesting that's like, I don't know if it's version differences or not, but I run it on PC, and the ghost that can move like through blocks, years, but whenever I play it, it's like solid.
So for some reason, I just got only one enemy drop. I don't know why that happened. That's very strange. But I mean, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna run with it.
Yeah, the game's going easy on you. It's like,
yeah, seriously.
you gotta
it's like,
finish it in 3 minutes.
you appear to be struggling. If you're having trouble, consider not touching the enemies. This way you won't die.
I remember I was on 3D World, and I tried to get like, this one, it was like, whatever version of hit coins are in that game. And I failed it like 5 times, and it was like, here's the golden thingy, and then like, I tried to use it, but it's like actually worse than the Tanuki suit. Let's see.
So was it, I had collected 11 up until now, right? It was 11 total? Yeah, I think so.
So,
So I only need to collect another 13. Yeah, see, so now the chandelier is gonna fall all the way to this level. But if this block wasn't here, see, it falls down by one more, and that would kill you normally.
another cool thing about this game is that you can have 2 stars and you can have like 2 crystals on screen at the same time. Good.
Well, you could potentially
3-star
have
might actually be
a ton of crystals if you do something insane. The crystals. I mean, yeah, you can get multiples of things if you meet the criteria enough times. Yeah. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, come on.
Although I don't think I've ever seen 2 treasure chests at once. Those are
Good
pretty rare.
point. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Those are just kind of rare on their own. Don't think I've seen 2 ever.
Some nice progress though with all these crystals.
Yeah. No, now we're level 4. Things will be moving along quick. I promise we'll be done in the next few minutes. And then if Super Mustache goes well, it could be like a good 3 minutes underestimate. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna bother going with the star. There's no need. The chandelier is pretty much free. But I mean, I worked for the star, so yep.
Dude, follow your dreams, get that star.
Yeah. Reach for the stars, they said. It's gonna go fine, they said.
If you miss, you'll hit the moon or something.
Yeah.
Chandelier, I think,
Oh, come on. How is that not enough? Okay, never mind. I guess one more chandelier we're dodging in safety.
yeah, for the chandelier, I think sometimes it can drop 2 blocks and sometimes it can only drop 1 block.
Yeah, like you mean the little coffins that fall down? Sometimes it does 2 waves of those. Like it'll drop a bunch and then it'll wait like a few seconds and drop another couple. And I think it might also do it in an alternating pattern. I'm not sure.
Oh, remember once you beat this one, you have to die at the end, or else it doesn't count.
Yeah, theoretically. So this category is about you know, unlocking the last stage in the game, and the stages don't get unlocked. Much like the character on the first level, right, where I needed to die, the stages don't get unlocked unless you die at the end of the level. So much like I have been doing in every other level, I also die on this one. So we're at 9 out of 13 that I need to collect. Wait, no. 11, yeah, 11 and 13, that adds up. Make that 10. 10 out of 13, yeah. So here I'm gonna kind of clean up that left corner, lower it down a little bit, so that I can actually get blocks dropping down there.
Silence.
Yeah, I hope everyone's having a nice, comfy Friday night stream, going the heck to sleep. Okay, so we have 12 gems, and I'm about to collect another one. As soon as we get to 13, I can just kill myself. Boom. And that's time. I'm sorry, I didn't. So there we go. Boom. Unlocked Sadistic Satellite. So that's it. That's this super puzzle platformer speedrun. It's a lot of fun. Go to main menu. You can see we now have the last level unlocked over here. Sadistic Satellite. Okay, so we're gonna quickly switch to the next game. And Chocolate Cake, if you want to stay on Discord, there's no need to disconnect you, I guess.